Alrighty guys, this is Alan recording a part 2 video for our Dominaria Premier Draft Izzet Wizards deck. I did go over the draft portion in the first video, however there was a glitch and bug that kind of froze the entire game and went completely black, kind of like the screen, except there's no loading here. Yeah, I went something along like this, but okay, they finally fixed the screen. So overview of the deck, just a heavy. We didn't see a lot of red in the second pack, but the third pack definitely, the blue-red, the Wizards deck was open. So I kind of had to jump ship. I was planning to maybe go blue-black, but now we picked up some nice removal spells like the Sheevan Fire, Wizard's Lightning, Blink. I mean, Blink of an Eye was pretty early. The Run Amok is a fine combat trick. Yeah, it just seemed like we were just focusing more on the Wizards theme more than anything else, and the only two archetypes that kind of reward you for those Wizards are blue-black and red-blue. And yeah, we were just past a Wizards Lightning and Annalise the Cinderwind out of nowhere, I think. And that just kind of solidified us in a nice blue-red Wizards deck, and I'm quite happy this draft. It is running 16 lands. Actually, is it 16? No, 17 lands with a Sulphur Falls and with a Sulphur Fall, now we have 8 red sources and 10 blue sources, and we do need to prioritize the blue sources to play the Merfolk Tricksters. I think 17 lands is fine in this deck. We do need to have enough mana to cast our Wizard's Retorts. We have Divination, which can draw and hit our spells, and we are running an Opt to maybe bottom some lands, of course. So I think 16 lands is about right in this deck, and we really can't afford to miss our land drops. Alternatively, we could go to 16 lands and maybe throw in a Tolarian Scholar or a Fervent Strike, but that doesn't seem very exciting. So yeah, this deck came along together quite nicely, and hopefully we don't run into any more glitches and get a nice 7 wins for this Dominaria draft. And the deck also has a lot of interaction. Even without too many instant speed removal spells and sorceries, we do have the Academy Journey Mage to set the opponent behind on tempo with the bounce effect. So overall, I think I navigated this draft too nicely, but now it's lagging again. I don't know why it's taking forever to load these games. Magic the Gathering Arena developers definitely need to take a look at the game right now, because yeah, the last draft, the whole entire screen just went blank and I had to cut everything off, and now it's taking like a million years to load. Alright, we do have double Merfolk Merfolk Trickster to cast with double blue on turn 2, and then we have Sheevan Fire as well, but we're just going to say go. And I think he's on the play right, so Navigator's Compass, not a card you want to be playing in this set. I think you definitely want to run a low land count if you're doing something like that, but we'll just lead with Island, and we can always flash in Merfolk Trickster on turn 2, end of turn. This is a pretty decent card since you can also lock down flyers. I don't know if I want to play it out yet. I think I will, just to have at least a 2/2 on the battlefield. If not, we'll just Wizard's Lightning it. So a red-green kicker deck. Hopefully, if he passes the turn, I'll just flash this in and attack. It's kind of nice if the more we remove the board of creatures with creatures, the more we can. Okay, so that's gonna attack. If I Merfolk Trickster and flash, I guess it'll lose all abilities, and we can just tap it before damage. So it's nice to have it's a nice way to prevent 3 damage from coming over. So now we can play out Mountain. I think we're fine attacking. We can Sheevan Fire. Sheevan Fire can hit for 4 though. So maybe we're fine taking 3, and then we can decide if we want to use either Sheevan Fire or Wizard's Lightning here. I don't really want to trade off my 2/2. Or I could, I don't know. Let's just see what he does here. If he tries to enhance it with some sort of weird aura, we'll just Wizard's Lightning and destroy it. And then the Rampaging Cyclops can be a good blocker next turn, so we'll just pass, and I guess we'll just move to combat. If he wants to trade, I'll definitely accept trade, and then we can follow up with a Raging Cyclops that can beat down pretty hard since he won't have 2 blockers for it. I don't mind a block here. Let's see what he does. That's good. We'll play out the Rampaging Cyclops, and hopefully he can survive, and we can start smashing down. Since he only has 1 creature now, I mean no creatures on the battlefield, he does need to develop 2 creatures to start to start giving this the missed ability, but now he's just going to kick a grow from the ashes. He could find something large to play next turn, and we might have to 2-for-1 ourselves with both the Wizard's Lightning and the Sheevan Fire. Hopefully we don't have to, but at least I can smash in for 4 this turn. And we are flooding a bit, so hopefully we can find some cards off the top. Could be splashing for a powerful bomb, we'll see. These are the only 2 creatures right now, so Guardian of Koilos, we can definitely kick a Sheevan Fire and deal with it. Okay, I guess he's just going to try to replay that to gain life, I'm assuming. So in response, before it resolves, we can always just Sheevan Fire and kill it. I think we'll just do it now. I don't know what he's keeping up. I mean, he could have like a fungal infection. There's really no pump trick unless he has a run amok here. So I really don't know what he has. A Vicious Offering, okay. He's still 2-for-1 himself. I guess it was a 2-for-2. Now we can just put out Naban here, and hopefully we can pick up another wizard. And yeah, we're just flooding pretty badly. I mean, this is a 17 land deck, but we do have double divination. So hopefully it doesn't play any big. 2-head giant, that's a good one. So we need some action off the top. G2 Lava Runner isn't amazing, but I'll play it. Guess I don't mind using the G2 Lava Runner to block the 2-headed giant and then finish it off with Wizard's Lightning. Depends on what he, of course, flips his coin into, but this is not looking good. We do have a lot of card draw. We also have an opt to okay, that missed, so I'm quite happy with that. And then we can block with the G2 Lava Runner. And then end of turn we can use a Wizard's Lightning. Don't really want to do it before damage because he could have a response to my G2 Lava Runner. But hopefully there's no trick here, which could happen since a lot of people do weird things in this draft. Alright, so yeah, I guess 17 lands is still not working. I don't really need to keep these lands. This is a really fun game, a fun interactive Magic game. 17 lands, still freaking flooding. And now the opponent just plays a freaking Daragaz. Awesome. So I think I have to run 16 lands of a Fervent Strike now, given that now I'm in this situation. I guess I'll have to flash in a Merfolk Trickster and prevent it from attacking me next turn. Maybe just try to tempo him out before he kills me. Yeah, this is pretty sad. I think I have to run 16 lands now with the Fervent Strike, given this terrible situation where I just can't draw anything. And that Wizard's Lightning would have been amazing if it dealt with Daragaz, but as we know, we're always the unlucky ones. So let's just take 4. I guess he just kills me in 2 turns. I do need my Academy Journey Mage. I guess Academy Journey Mage will still has haste, so. I mean, I just lose the game now. I just need a blink of an eye, but never mind. We'll just top deck another land, and let's go 16 lands here. This is really bad. Like, we drew like 4 creatures that whole entire game, and we drew nothing but lands. Ah, what a shame. So yeah, let's definitely lower land count here. That was really bad. In that case, I do need double blue. And I do need some red early on too. Can I really afford to ditch an island? I guess if I ditch an island, we will have it's still being 8-9, so we're actually in decent shape. And what do I put in? I guess I can just throw in a Fervent Strike, right? We are running 13 creatures. Don't really want a 2-mana 2/2, a random 2-mana 2/2. Does not seem amazing. Fervent Strike is also not very good. To actually run a Coldwater Snapper, yeah, this is just not very good. I can also just main deck a Radiating Lightning, I mean. The Artificer's Assistance does not seem very good as well. Again, we do have double Divination in this deck, opt. I think those are the only 2 ways we kind of prevent ourselves from flooding, but the curve is relatively low. I guess we just play a random 2-mana 2/2, right? We have a lot of stuff at 3 already. I mean, we don't have... Yeah, we have a bunch... Let's just try to fill out our curve here. Guess I just have to play a random Keldon the Warcaller. I mean, alternatively, I can just play a Radiating Lightning, which is situational. It does deal 3 damage to his face. Or I guess a Fervent Strike is a mediocre combat trick. Or the Artificer's Assistant, which we only have 3 historic spells, 4 historic spells to trigger off of, which is still not very good. Yeah, let's try something like this. And hopefully we don't get flooded out like the first game, which was just disappointing, to say the very least. Okay, we have an Opt, a Divination, no creatures, but we do have an Opt, and we do have a Divination, so I guess we keep. Opponent's on the play. If he does play a Land of War Elf, I will definitely shock it. I mean, Sheevan Fire it. Do not want him, I definitely do not want him to be ramping here. So we'll do a nice Sheevan Fire, take out the 1/1. So he doesn't ramp into anything scary. So now we're just gonna Opt end of turn, I think. Or I can find an E2 Lava Runner off the top, which I won't. I do need double blue, so I don't think I need the second Wizard's Retort. We just need to kind of find Island off the top. Okay. Don't think I need to keep up Counterspell for anything, so we're just going to Divination. We'll hide the second blue source for now. Divination, draw some cards. And then next turn we can start... I can also just Divination again, or I can just play out the... Okay, I guess the opponent just passed the turn. If I Divination, do I have to discard? I guess I'll have to discard end of turn. So I might as well keep up the Counterspell and the Merfolk Trickster. Is the opponent just going to pass? Okay, plays out a land. That flipped out. That's annoying enough. I could always just tap it down, though, and then Academy Journey Mage it. But we can always do that later. Let's just use the Wizard's Retort right now. Play out land. Then I don't mind Merfolk Trickstering, or we can just Divination here, I guess. Draw more cards, or I can Merfolk Trickster and then G2 Journey Mage. I might as well just do that, just play everything out. Like, I don't really need to use a flash trick for anything. This is just developing the board, and then we do have a Academy Journey Mage that can bounce everything back, I think. I mean, bounce a big creature back. That's a pretty scary creature. Obviously, he's going to overtake the game if we can't deal with it. That also has first strike. Well, I guess we can just kill everything here. So now what we can do is we can Lightning Strike the 2/3. Definitely, that's definitely a card I need to get rid of. And the Academy Journey Mage can bounce a 2/2, and we can get him for 5. So that's quite nice. Strongwood Confessor kicked, okay. Guess I don't mind Adeliz. Adeliz is pretty good next turn too. He might just have a removal spell though. But I think we have the Adeliz and get him for 2. Next turn we can Divination to pump Adeliz and the whole team and get him for an Alpha Strike. But he could just keep the 2/2 back on defense for first strike. But I guess he won't be able to have any good blocks against any of my creatures since they're going to be 3 toughness. Dark Bargain. Okay, so he's going to lose even more life. We can use the Divination next turn, pump our whole entire team, and then the Knight of Malice won't have a good block against anything. So, alright, so he's a Sultai splashing blue for a Rona. Interesting. Luckily, there's no removal spell. So here, he is kind of... Here, I guess he's just going to trade everything off. I think I'm fine with that. Alternatively, I can just play out Zahid and attack for 2. Or I can Divination and then play out the Academy Drake. Never mind, I'll just play out the Zahid. I think it's better. Just put a nice bomb flyer on the battlefield, and then now he has two targets he needs to take care of: the Zahid and the Adeliz, the Cinderwind. So now this is lethal unless he finds a reach creature or some way to deal with Zahid. And if he does, we can just divination Lothrata. Okay. I mean, there's no reach on Lothrata, right? I guess we'll just take it. We don't really care about him attacking us. Yeah. Yeah, 16 lands is perfect in this deck. Unlike that terrible first game where we drew like 7 lands in a row and nothing. We finally have a playable deck. Alright, we do have a Shivan Fire, Wizard's Lightning. It's an okay hand. I think it's fine keeping. I do need double blue for my Merfolk Tricksters, but I'm okay keeping this. And we're also on the play, right? So I think we have to keep, especially in a 16 land deck. And that's another fine target to Shivan Fire away. It's like the same matchup. It's like the replay of the same matchup. We'll just play out the G2 Lava Runner here. I could have just kept up red maybe for the Wizard's Lightning. I don't think I need the Wizard's Lightning anything on turn 2. Or there's just that card I want the Wizard's Lightning, so... yeah, let's play the G2 Journey Mage. Maybe we Wizard... We could have gotten for an extra 2 damage if I kept up the Wizard's Lightning. But it's really not an amazing card to get rid of, in my opinion. Okay, I guess that's Vigilance, so... I can just offer to trade with a 3-2 since the Wizard Lightning might be like, more important against something else. But now I guess we can just play out Adeliz, the Cinderwind, and then I guess now we can just Wizard's Lightning away to Crozen Druid and then pump the whole team in attack. So this is pretty difficult for the opponent to deal with, and then we can get in a huge chunk of damage here, since he has no good blocks. So I guess the Wizard's Lightning was saved, but we got pretty lucky top decking Adeliz. Now the opponent's at 8. He won't even attack this turn, so now we're just gonna attack with all, offer a trade with one of our wizards. And you could have like a vicious offering here, no vicious offering. We'll play Bloodstone Goblin, it's not gonna do much, but it's a random 2/2 we need in this deck. I could actually just play a Fervent Strike now that I think about it. I think I might have enough instances and sorceries though. Just trying to overlook the deck again. Yeah, that was a pretty insane match. You definitely don't want to stumble on your land drops against a blue-red Wizards deck. So looking at the deck, I guess these are instances and sorceries. We only have one G2 Lava Runner, but we do want a way to cantrip the Adeliz, so maybe I just drop one of these bad 2-drops, and maybe just take a Fervent Strike. Although I do want some creatures. Huh, pretty interesting. I mean, this 2-drop is not very impressive. I could also just ditch the Rampaging Cyclops. It's a fine blocker, but do we really need it? Probably not. It's not even an amazing card. Alternatively, I can just take a Radiating Lightning. But I think I wish we had a Warlord's Fury, in fact, instead of the Fervent Strike, since it's kind of sketchy of a card. Guess I don't mind him Radiating Lightning, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cards that do benefit us from activating the spells would include Adeliz and Gitu Lava Runner. It's pretty difficult here, I think. Yeah, I don't really like the Rampaging Cyclops in this deck. We're not really playing defense. We're just looking to aggro, so I like the 2-drops. In that case, we'll just take a Fervent Strike here, and hopefully that will improve the quality of our deck. Alright, final bidding hand. I do need my double blue from Merfolk Trickster, but Naban and Journey Mage is pretty scary. So we'll try that. So once we get our double blue, we can try to do some weird Wizard's Retort shenanigans. But we'll definitely leave with Naban, I think. I wish this had Flash, so we can do it end of his turn. We can dodge a Sorcery Speed removal spell. Unfortunately, we do need to just play out Naban. And hopefully he doesn't die. So against another opposing blue-red Wizards deck. But this one's trying to get to turn 6 with the Blood Tallow Candle. Do we just Wizards Lightning this? Do we just Wizards Lightning this? I think we do, just to get in for 2 damage. I don't really want to bounce it back. Yeah, let's just get in for 2 damage. It's a pretty desperate use of mana, but we are an aggressive deck. We do need to pressure the opponent. Missing out on a land drop does suck, but getting in for 2 is important for these aggressive Wizards deck. Hopefully we can find a land off the top. Never lucky, we'll just attack for 2. And we'll play out Bloodstone Goblin, not an amazing card, but still 2 mana 2/2 that can pressure the opponent. Opponent's hitting his land drops and we're not. So now what? I could just play out the Divination. Alternatively, the Gitu Journey Mage triggering twice is pretty strong, so we're just going to do that. And hopefully I don't get ambushed here. I don't have any other wizards besides the Merfolk Trickster, so I think this is fine. Wow, the opponent has nothing to play on turn 5. That's kind of sketchy. Cold Wire Snapper can put a halt to our progress. However, we do have an Academy Drake that we can cast. Alternatively, we can keep up our mana here. I guess you can just answer the Academy Drake with the Blood Tallow Candle. So I think I'm just going to draw cards this turn. And I do like the Run Amok, being able to attack past the 4/5. Not attack past it, but attack into the 4/5 with the 3/2. I hope he uses the Blood Tallow Candle to kill the 3/2 or one of our wizards. Probably has some instant speed removal and tricks and shenanigans, but we'll keep up the Wizard's Retort. Adeliz is pretty nice. I'll definitely take her. No land, so this is sketchy. So I don't mind attacking with the Journey Mage and then using Run Amok. However, he does have the Candle as an activation ability, so maybe I just stay back still and keep up everything. Yeah, we'll just keep up everything. I actually want him to use this Candle, but he's just going to keep it up. So we're just going to keep up our counter spells as well. Or we can just keep going wide with Wizards if he keeps passing the turn. Guess I don't mind just flashing this Merfolk Trickster. And we're just going to start going wide with our Wizards. So if I attack with all, that's getting for 6. So I might as well just keep up all my mana and flash in another Merfolk Trickster end of turn. This is pretty sketchy. I don't understand why he's keeping up all his mana for. I guess he just wants to activate the Blood Tallow Candle. I'm actually all for this. I could also blink of an eye and bounce it to save it, but I really don't have any wizard synergy anymore with this, so I think I'm fine letting that resolve. And then passing and keeping up the counter spells and everything. For Bearer's Blade, well, so he's gonna have Vigilance. I could just counter that or not. Whenever this creature dies, so he's gonna get, so it's gonna be a pretty big snapping turtle. So no, I think I have to let that go. It's a pretty scary card. Next turn we can start deploying Adeliz and attacking. That's a fine card. He doesn't have any wizards. Land off the top would be pretty nice here. No land. Alternatively, I can play out Adeliz and start attacking, or the Academy Journey Mage, or I guess the Run Amok isn't bad, and then we can also use Blink of an Eye. I guess I don't mind using the Merfolk Trickster, tapping down the 3/2, and then attacking using Run Amok. I will get severely punished if he has a Sheevan Fire, but I think I'm fine going for this block. So if I Run Amok now, this is gonna be, he's gonna go to 7, so I think I have to try to kill off the Cold Water Snapper before it does anything here. And you could have a shock in response to Sheevan Fire here, so I get 2 for 1 by getting for 4, so. Okay, eventually I have to get that out of his hand, so now he's at 4. I can just play out one more spell with the Adeliz and I should be in good shape. Opponent is forced to stay back. Right now what? Guess I could alpha here since I have all these spells. So I don't mind just playing out the playing out the Academy Journey Mage. You could just counter it though. I guess I don't mind just having him counter it if he wants to. We'll bounce the G2 Lava Runner. G2 Journey Mage. G2 Lava Runner comes in with haste. He only has 1 blocker up, so it's fine to just alpha here. Garna, okay. But that's only 1 creature to ambush, so he's definitely taking 4. Okay, we got him. So currently 4-1, I think, with a pretty 3-1 actually, with a pretty strong aggressive Wizards deck. 16 lands should be the right option, I presume. Given that we are hyper aggressive, and that first game we lost because we drew like a million lands in a row, so it's fine going to 16. Alright, we do have double blue for the Wizard's Retort, so I don't mind keeping this. We're going to lead with a nice G2 Lava Runner. I could also just use Run Amok next turn just to get out of my hand. I guess I don't mind just attacking with it. I do need to pressure him. I guess we'll keep up the Run Amok for the future. We don't really need to use it now. And we can keep up the Wizard's Retort perhaps. Could have a trick here, so Knight of New Benalia, pretty decent card. But I could just Sheevan Fire it. Don't mind a Sheevan Fire on it. And we can keep up 1 mana for the 2 mana for the Wizard's Retort, so pretty decent. Don't mind just countering this. So he is pretty nice, but I still think I'm just going to attack him for 2, keep up the Wizard's Retort. Dominaria Trapper, pretty annoying. So if I run amok next turn, it's going to become a 5/5. So he still doesn't have any good blocks. So I think we let that resolve. Hopefully we can get another land off the top so we could also Wizard's Retort and keep up run amok. Unfortunately no land, so I guess we're just going to attack and maybe offer a run amok here. Okay, he's just going to allow that to happen. Guess we'll just allow that to happen. There's a charge. Let's say I run amok here, or I Wizard's Retort. Guess I might as well run amok to get rid of it, and then we can always use the Journey Mage to bounce, and this is just going to do a lot of damage, which I want, so. It does make a nice Dominaria Trapper, but we'll find a land and bounce it eventually, I think. So what's with these mono-white drafters in Dominaria? It doesn't really make any sense. I guess we'll just Akami Journey Mage, bounce to 4/3, and there's no counter spells in white. I guess there's a Gideon's Reproach to answer the 2/2, but that's fine. This is still going to bounce the Dominaria Trapper, and we can get in for 2. And then we can lock it down next turn with a Merfolk Trickster. And get in for 5. Land is good. But we're just going to lock it down and get in a bunch of damage. That's the name of the game in Blue-Red Wizards. Could see a Gideon's Reproach here. But no Gideon's Reproach. Okay, so we have that in our mind. Opponent does not have a Gideon's Reproach. Yeah, what's with these mono-white drafters in Dominaria? You aren't supposed to be doing this. This isn't Throne of Eldraine, guys. Sanctum is pretty annoying. Of course, you can discard a card and just give it lifelink. Alternatively, we can just play out Zahid. I think we'll just stay back and play out Zahid. I guess I can just attack with my 2/2s. Yeah, no, there's no reason to attack. I think we'll just stay back here. Probably has some historic cards to tap down Zahid on his turn, but there's no instant speed historic cards to be playing on my Zahid. Evra, okay. He had the Evra anyways, so even if he taps this, I can still attack in for 5. So opponent's still in a rough spot. I think I'm just gonna block with the Gitu Lava Runner here, maybe force him to discard. Okay, just trying to use this to gain life. Guess I'll attack him for 5, it's not a big deal. Do need to lower his life, especially with an Evra on the battlefield. I don't mind double blocking the Evra. And I do have Wizard's Retort to protect my Zahid if he has a Blessed Light, so I'm fine double blocking here. Yeah, let's just... I guess... Oh, I shouldn't have let that happen. That was bad. That was really bad. Adamant Will. I guess I'll let that resolve since I do need to protect my Zahid. Could have a second one, I'm assuming. Okay, he does have a second one, so I don't mind taking 8 from this. He does gain back 8, but that's fine. We can just keep swinging back. Kami Drake is pretty decent. Another nice flyer that we can play. I'll keep up the Wizard's Lightning, the Wizard's... Guess I don't mind attacking with the 2/2 as well. Trade is fine. And we'll just keep up the Wizard's Retort. You never know when he's going to have the, you never know when he's going to have a, whatchamacallit, guess he can activate this, go to 7, guess I don't mind. Hopefully he doesn't play anything here. Yeah, now we kept our counter spell, so we're quite happy just doing that. And then now we can kick in Academy Drake. And we can trade for the Evra. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Always keep up your counterspell, folks. That's the name of the game. I can always ditch a mountain, I think, given that I do need a lot of heavy blue. I mean, I haven't lost any games yet besides that first one due to the land being messed up, but I do need a lot of double blue early with the double Trickster and the double Wizard's Retort. So do I go down a mountain? I mean, I do have a lot of red to cast as well. So maybe I'm fine. The double blue might just be useful later. I think I'll just keep risking this deck. But if we do run in that situation again, I might have to just cut a mountain and throw in an extra island. Right, we do have Naban on turn 2 with the Academy Journey Mage. We just need single red. I think, given our deck is so heavy blue, I think I'm going to keep short sword, so everyone's drafting mono white aggro in Dominaria, sure. The Nash Honor Guard, okay, I guess it's not mono white, but it's still pretty aggro. We'll take 3 from the Banalish Honor Guard. And then we'll play out the Academy Drake and swing back for 2. Eventually the Academy Drake Journey Mage can bounce 2 creatures, so I'm not in a bad spot, I think. But we are kind of in a bad spot since now we are drawing our blue sources, but we're not finding our red, which is important for this deck. I think we'll just take 5 and we can just bounce both creatures back next turn. And we can set him back. That is a really powerful card. Alright, so we're going to be in trouble. So I think we might have to outrace the opponent. So we're just going to 4. And we don't have any red, so we're also in huge shit. So if we don't get our red, we're in trouble. But again, we are running 16 lands. We are running 9/8, so kind of have to risk it here. Do I take 2? He's just gonna play Ariel afterwards. I think I'm fine taking 2. I think I need as many wizards as I can. And this being a knight is also an issue. And now I don't have any. I can only attack in the air. I might have to 2-for-1 myself to destroy RL. But he can just tap this Banalish Honor Guard and kill my 2-1, so I'm also not in good shape. I think I may be forced to put the 2-1 in front of the 3-1 if something was to occur. I guess he can just kill my Academy Journey Mage. No need to block this, he can just tap black and kill my Journey Mage. Yep, hitting missing on our mana, just a nice interactive game of Magic, of course. He's keeping up the black to tap down our stuff. Finally we get our red. I guess I'm just forced to attack with the 2/2 flyer. He can tap his knight end of turn. If I play out the Gitu Journey Mage, he's just going to tap a knight and kill my 2-1. Huh, this is not good. So I guess I pass and keep up the Wizard's Lightning once he taps his knights. I mean, we're definitely not winning this. Yeah, we're definitely not winning this. Missing out on the red pretty early is pretty bad. Alright, so we're currently 5-2. Game losses are always due to mana situations, and yeah, I did keep all the blue sources that I can due to the fact that I have a lot of double blue in the deck, but still can't seem to draw a single red in that game. I think this deck definitely has a 7-win potential. It's just that sometimes you're unlucky not drawing the lands you need. Alright, we have both our colors. I think it's an okay keep. We'll leave a Shivan Fire mana open, just in case we need to shoot down a Land of War Elf, which can be always annoying on turn 1. We do need double blue for the Wizard's Retort. We do need third land drop for the Divination. But, you know, hopefully we can get there. Turn 1 Land of War Elf? Nope. Alright, at least we can Divination and try to hit our land drop next turn. And we can always save the Wizard's Retort once we have a Wizard's. Panache on a guard, not a card that I care about too much. I think I'm fine just attacking. If he wants to trade, that's fine. He's a more aggressive deck, but that's okay. We'll just cast a Divination to hit our land drops. And no lands. Well, this can go pretty sour if we don't draw a land. No lands. Okay, so I guess we're just going to Divination and hopefully we get a land. And we finally get a land, but it's not the red mana we're looking for. I guess we'll just attack for 2 again. Just keep exchanging blows until I can find more action. No Wizard's Dome. Daring Archaeologist. Can I deal with Daring Archaeologist? Huh. I could just play the Akami Drake, keep up Fervent Strike. If I attack into it, he's obviously going to suspect something. So, I could always play out the Icy Manipulator, but he's definitely going to suspect something, so I think I'm just going to pass, keep up Wizard's Retort and the Fervent Strike. So this is a cast trigger. Yeah, I'm going to just use the 2/2 and Fervent Strike here, I think. And then I have Wizard's Retort to protect, to counter whatever he has here. That can be bad for me. Like that one, like the spell. Have to play smart here sometimes, so now I can play out land, Akami Drake, and keep up Wizard's Retort. Although I do want to kick this, I do need to keep up the Wizard's Retort. If I don't want to counter anything, I'll just Shivan Fire to 2/2 end of turn. That's a pretty scary card. I can just Shivan Fire in response, I guess. So that's a nice 2-for-1. Got him. Alright, 6 and 2. What's with these mono white aggro decks? Like, I guess people have been drafting too much M21 and Throne of Eldraine that they think mono white beatdown and aggro is actually a thing in this set. I guess it's an easy way to farm those people who believe in that type of ideal. But yeah, we're still 5 and 2. We're still not amazing, but we're getting there. We're not really running 11 creatures. Sorry if you hear that in the background, that was just me with one of my recordings. Let's just ignore that for now. And now we do have Merfolk Tricksters. I do like this opening hand. We do have our double blue for the Merfolk Tricksters for our Wizard's Retort if we top deck them. We're on a draw, however, but we can always but we do have a nice curve of stuff to cast, so I think this is an easy keep. We can always flash in the Merfolk Trickster before he attacks us. But he's probably just going to pass. Okay, Stronghold Confessor, so opponent's going to be quite aggressive here. We're just going to play land and pass. That has Menace. I guess I can always get rid of the ability, so if he attacks, I can flash in the Merfolk Trickster now. I can remove the ability and block it. He could have a fungal infection, but I think this is a decent block here. So that's a nice free card. But I guess it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Sure. And now I could just divination here. I guess I don't mind just casting the Gitu Journey Mage. Alternatively, I can flash in another Merfolk Trickster and ambush. I do get in for 2 with the Gitu Journey Mage, but never mind. I'll just play it out. I think it's just better. Just more mana efficient. I don't need to keep up any shenanigans, and I can always save the Merfolk Trickster for something later. That's annoying. Like this Stronghold Confessor. So I could tap, attack, and then play the Bloodstone Goblin. Alternatively, I can just bounce it back and attack for 3. I think I'll just do that. Seems quite mana efficient here. And I can always just offer to trade if he decides to kick it again. Or I can just tap it down with the Merfolk Trickster. Guess I don't mind just tapping it down to Merfolk Trickster and Divination to hit my land drop. But we'll just Merfolk Trickster first, of course. And then Divination, and then find more action, and then we'll just attack in for 6, which is a lot of damage. Hopefully there's no Skin Witch, which will probably happen, I think. No Skin Witch here. I could just Wizard's Lightning the 3/3. Do I want to Wizard's Lightning? Let's just move to attacks. I guess I'm fine trading for the 3/3, the 3/3, the 3/2, and the 3/3. And then if he keeps something up, I'll just Wizard's Lightning or run amok. Okay, Spore Swarm. Pretty interesting. Guess we'll just run amok. We'll Wizard's Lightning the 3/3 here. He's gonna go for blocks. We're gonna save one of our wizards with run amok. And then I'm going to keep both of these cards in my hand in case he has a Caligo Skin Witch. Because Caligo Skin Witch will punish us really heavily if he tries to kick it here. Eldritch Reborn, okay. Guess we'll sack the Merfolk Trickster. And then now I can just play out land, play out Zahid. Attack me for 3. And I'll discard the Bloodstone Goblin to the Eldritch Reborn. And we also have another Academy Journey Mage to help bounce. Could have a Eviscerate here. Yep. Guess he can get back Zahid, but we can just bounce it back to our hand, I think. I guess I can just get in for 2, trade Academy Journey Mage. Gets back Zahid. I'll bounce with the Academy Journey Mage next turn, and it's game over. Unless he deals with my Academy Journey Mage here, or my Gitu Lava Runner, so opponent does have some interesting options. Bouncing to Zahid is pretty nice. Let's opt first. Naban. Yeah, Naban is very good. Naban is pretty insane, but I only have 4 mana to spend, so I think I have to bottom him. The land would have been great with Naban, but yeah, we didn't know. Let's just bounce our Zahid back to our hand. And let's just attack for 3. Alright, there we go. Currently 6-2. Just need 1 more win. And we should have our 7th win. Alright, overview of the deck. We decided to go 16 lands after the first game completely flooded us out. We have Zahid as our bomb. We don't have any 5s, and the Academy Journey Mages count as 4, so I guess it was a good reason to be 16 lands. We are kind of heavy blue, since we need double blue for the Wizard's Retort and the Merfolk Trickster. However, even with 9 blue sources and 8 red sources, we were still pretty fine in the games and matchups. We have double Divination to refuel, Opt to refuel, and Blink of an Eye can draw me a card, but I guess it's not really an option to refuel. Just a lot of removal. Wizard's Lightning, Icy Manipulator, didn't see it cast once though this game. Double Wizard's Retort, Run Amok can count as removal, which I do like to trample from Run Amok, and then +3/+3. Shivan Fire, Fervent Strike was used once in combination with Wizard's Retort. And yeah, just a lot of interaction, lots of cheap creatures, very aggressive deck. And we got away with it. We didn't without a Rampaging Cyclops, without a Cold Water Snapper. If our deck was more controlling and a little bit more mid-rangey, so to speak, and we weren't looking to kill the opponent too quickly, I would have considered a Cold Water Snapper and maybe Tekken and Arcane Flight to give it flying. But our deck is still aggressive, still fine enough. I think 16 lands was correct. I kept a huge mistake in the first game by going 17 lands, and I got severely punished. So if you were watching the first game, you knew what I meant. But here, we're just going to try to close this game out, and this is the final boss. What do we have for our fine opening hand? Not bad. However, we do need double blue. We are on the play, so I think I'm forced to keep this, but if we don't get double blue, we essentially lose. I'll keep it. We're on the play. This is the final boss. We have to just wish that we get the luck that we had in the rest of the other games. And, okay, this might take some time. I can't really Shivan Fire that. We'll just pass. And I guess we'll just play out Gitu Lava Runner, because why not? And now we're getting punished for keeping these double Merfolk Tricksters in our hand. Well, the luck didn't pay off. He could just play Adeliz here, yep, but we can at least Shivan Fire it. And he can't really cast a spell for one colorless, so we'll just Shivan Fire here. And we'll just pass. Opponent seems to have a really good blue-red Wizards deck too. I mean, you don't pick Adeliz, the Cinderwind out of nowhere. But I'm falling behind since I don't have all this blue mana open. I think I'll have to flash in the Merfolk Trickster end of turn and start beating down. And I do need to keep up the Wizard's Retort because he could be playing something scary that I need to deal with. Opponent just passes all his mana open, so I might as well pass all my mana open to see what he's going to do here. Opt, okay. The Icy Manipulator can be fine in a later game, but I can't really play it without activating it, and he could have a Wizard's Retort, so I gotta be careful here. Scries the bomb, draws a card, okay. I do need to start deploying these Merfolk Tricksters since I'm kind of bottlenecked at this blue mana. So I'm probably going to activate Flash him in end of turn, even though he might try something here. So we're just playing counter spell wars essentially. I don't know what this opponent is thinking. Alright, we'll just flash into Merfolk Trickster, get it countered. I do want him to just counter it. Please counter it, please. I mean, I'm just baiting it out at this point. He doesn't care, so I can get in for 3, which isn't bad. But he has all this mana wide open. He probably have his own flash shenanigans if he wanted to do so. So now I can play out land. I guess I can play out the Academy Drake and keep up Wizard's Retort. But here we're just going to attack for 3, I think. And then we'll just play out the Academy Drake and keep up Wizard's Retort, I think. opponent's attempting to blink of an eye against me. That's kind of strange. I guess he's just trying to draw a card. I'm going to let that resolve. Sure, he just draws a card by getting for 1, and I can play out the Academy Drake here instead. And I can just flash into Merfolk Trickster. He knows end of turn. So I guess he's just trying to bait out my own counter spell. Eventually, I can play out the Icy Manipulator and keep up maybe my 2 mana, but I do need to start pressuring him with the Merfolk Tricksters. Weight of Memory. He's just going to mill me and draw 3 cards. I don't mind drawing 3 cards. It's fine. I mean, he's tapping out for the whole entire turn. He just milled a bunch of lands, which I don't care about. I have 5, which is enough, and I can just start pressuring him here and keeping up my counter spells and whatnot. E2 Lava Runner. Okay, don't think I care. Guess I will offer to trade with the G2 Lava Runner. I guess if I tap here, he loses the ability, so I think we're just going to do that. And we could just tap it down here and get in a huge attack. But we can always wait until next turn. Yeah, we'll just get in for 3. This is okay. Don't have any run amucks. So we're going to have to be... we're going to have to use our Wizard's Retort quite conservatively here with whatever bombs he end up playing. Opponent is playing pretty conservatively though. Warcry Phoenix, whenever this attacks, you pay 3 more. I guess I can always tap that down if he tries something here. Pretty interesting attack. Let's just flash into Merfolk Trickster. I guess I don't mind doing this, and I can block into 1/2. You can see eventually get the Warcry Phoenix back. Voldalian Arcanist, just a random blocker. I'm still going to keep up my counter spell, because the opponent could have a lot more stuff up his sleeve. We'll play out the Icy Manipulator, tap down to 1/3, and then get in a huge attack, I think. So this match is essentially just a bunch of mind games. I do need to protect my Academy Drake though, so if he tries to do something, I guess I'll have to use a Wizard's Retort. And I can get him for 4 per turn. Yup, we'll just counter it. I'm definitely not going to let that resolve. Not on my watch. I definitely cannot let the Fight with Fire resolve. I'm fine if he attacks me for 2 here. But I can get him for a nice 6. I'm definitely going to tap down the flyer, otherwise he can just trade for my Academy Drake, which I kind of need to leverage as a win condition. So we'll just get him for 6 here, and then put him down to 3. And then he would need to keep up some blockers and deal with my flyers, so I think that was a really good play. Hopefully he doesn't have a second Fight with Fire. If he does, then I'm dead. But this is definitely worthy of a final boss, I say. He could also have a not Fight with Fire, Fiery Intervention here. So he needs to attack with 3 or more, pay 2 generic and a red to get back the Warcry Phoenix. Pretty interesting. I mean, he's giving me options to kick the Drake. But he's just playing this defensively, I think. Probably has a counter spell lined up for the Academy Drake, I'm assuming. Deep Freeze, wow. I guess he has a lot of removal, otherwise I don't think he should be doing that. Well, that's a lot of damage. I'm fine just kicking this Academy Drake, I think. And then, do I need to tap anything down? I guess I don't mind tapping down a 1/3 and then attacking with both cards, offering a trade with one of his creatures. So I think I need to do this, offering a trade with either Warcry Phoenix or the Academy Journey Mage. I guess this is still a wizard, so the Gitu Chronicler can still trigger off of this. So he probably has removal lined up for the Academy Drake, otherwise I don't think he would be making this sort of block. Because he kind of needs the flyer to hold off my 4/4. Could have a 2-mana spell like Blink of an Eye here to put me off tempo. Yeah, I guess this is fine. I'm fine trading off the Warcry Phoenix. Just want to get as many blockers out of the way as I can. And that's gone. So he needs to attack me back in order to get back the Warcry Phoenix. So, and he can't afford to do that, otherwise he won't have any blockers up. This is a very close match. The opponent could be holding on to multiple counter spells and removal. Okay, there goes our Drake. So he did have removal for it. So I need to find like alleys off the top, or maybe Naban. Maybe I need to save this Journey Mage. He's trying to attack to get back to Warcry Phoenix. I don't really understand this sort of attack. I mean, I guess he's banking on the fact that I don't have lethal, and he's just trying to pressure me. Yeah, that was a pretty all-out attack, I say. Yeah, unfortunately, opponent, I don't think you should have done that. I mean, otherwise, how are you going to win? Okay, so this game was played quite well, kept up the counter spell the whole entire time, countered the scariest card, the scariest red mythic uncommon in this set, being the Fight with Fire, and managed to, use the Merfolk Tricksters as tempo plays to bounce to unlock the opponent's tap the opponent's creatures and get in a huge attack. So another nice 7 win for the records. Let's capture the screenshot of this. And I guess this is a turn 4 card, so most likely this is how our deck looks like, I think. Yeah, this is how our deck mostly looked like, and the 16 lands definitely made a huge difference. The first game was literally just a huge wash. It was really bad, but overall the rest of the other games I managed to strike. Yeah, I managed to get the 7, which I think this deck does deserve a 7. It might not be the best Izzet Wizard's deck, but it's definitely very very synergistic. So pack 1, pick 1. Let's imagine this is the Dominaria. Wow, we got 6 Dominaria packs, that's a lot. We opened up Wizard's Lightning, Thrawn's Temporal Gateway. It's unplayable. The only 2 good cards in this pack, actually 3, are Wizard's Lightning, Skittering Surveyor, and Deathbloom Thought. The most conservative option would be the Skittering Surveyor if you want to stay open. Maybe draft a nice splashy deck where you can hit your land drops, play your 3rd color. But I would probably take the Wizard's Lightning, seeing in the first game how effective it is. Obviously, it gets better if you control a wizard, and best in the blue-red Wizards deck, but even then, 3 mana deal 3 is pretty good. So I'm going to take a Wizard's Lightning here. Right, easy Goblin Barrage, excellent removal spell. Gitu Journey Mage, also pretty good 3-drop if you're already in Blue-Red Wizards, and Blue-Red Wizards is looking to be aggressive, so I would probably take this. Thorn Elemental could be really good if you can ramp into it, but you do need to have the ramp cards in order to get there, while Goblin Barrage is just much more easier to cast. Doesn't ask much of you, just 4 mana, deal 4 damage at sorcery speed, and if you manage to kick this with a by sacrificing an artifact or goblin, you can, and the opponent's low on life, you can just kill the opponent out of nowhere with the Goblin Barrage, but easy Goblin Barrage. Oh, Weatherlight? Haven't tried the Weatherlight yet. 4 mana, 4/5. Okay, not a bad stat line. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can essentially just draw a historic card and put it in your hand, put the rest on your bottom of your library in a random order. I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem bad. A 4 mana 4/5 flying artifact vehicle is definitely something that's difficult to deal with. You do need to crew 3, so you do need a reasonable amount of power onto the battlefield. But hey, if you can string together a couple of sagas, um, legendary enchantments like the On Sarah's Wings and legendary creatures, this can be pretty strong. Although it's going to be as best in white, since white is trying to leverage the whole historic theme, and that's a good sign. Since white is also tend to be quite aggressive and you're looking to play lots of creatures, so you're usually not going to have a problem crewing 3 in white. So yeah, Weatherlight seems pretty fun. Otherwise, the best common in this pack is Land War Elves. Definitely a necessary card if you're looking to play those big giant green creatures. Otherwise, you'll be playing mostly 18 lands if you don't pick up a Land of War Elves, as opposed to 17 or 16. Pretty bad pack. Joda's unplayable. Sorcerer's Wand can be fine if you're already playing the Wizards, but it's not necessary. But it can be a fine win con if you need a little bit more reach. Urza's Tome, more for a controlling deck. Just take another Land of War Elves. Even Sentry's also okay, but yeah, there's enough removal in the set to deal with the Aven Sentry and enough ways to deal with flyers. I'd rather just take the Land of War Elves as a nice 1-drop. Ooh, Karn. Karn versus Song. Song is very good, but Karn is also very good. Karn is essentially a card draw engine you can utilize in any type of deck. So yeah, I mean, it's essentially draw an extra card every single turn. I mean, and I mean draw 2 almost, since even if the opponent chooses a card that doesn't go into your hand, the next turn you can just minus and put that card in your hand. So, and every single plus is essentially just drawing a card, and every single minus is drawing a card. I don't know how relevant the third ability is. It does work better if you have a lot more artifacts, and artifacts aren't really a thing in this set, in my opinion. You're mostly gonna have a few artifacts in your deck, but not too much. I mean, artifacts like the Icy Manipulator, of course, are very good, and maybe Traxos. But I don't think the third ability is too relevant, but the plus ability and the minus ability is very good. Otherwise, Song of Freyalise is pretty excellent card. Helps you, especially if you're looking to go wide and playing lots of tokens, especially since the first and the second chapter can just help you ramp, which is quite insane, and then the third chapter just makes it so that you just win, essentially. So Song of Freyalise is quite insane. Tiana is also okay, but I'm not a big fan of red, white in this set. Cloud Reader Sphinx, best blue common in this pack. I mean, it's arguable with Blink of an Eye. I think Blink of an Eye is better than Cloud Reader Sphinx though, but Cloud Reader Sphinx is also excellent blue common. So I think Cloud Reader Sphinx gets a nice second place on my list. I wouldn't mind Quende. I mean, usually white is trying to leverage the whole historic theme, legendary theme, and there's enough double striking creatures in white that Quende is quite good, especially if you have a card like Dub, which I don't really like in this set since there's a lot of removal. But hey, sometimes the opponent doesn't have removal. You slap a Dub onto your creature and you can run away with the game. But it is a 2-for-1 if you do run into that situation, so it is quite risky. But hey, there's a lot of ways you can grant first strike in white, especially if a jousting lands. So Quende is quite good. Memorial to Genius is also probably the best tapped land in the set. that you can activate in sacrifice, since drawing 2 cards is quite nice. And that's yeah, upgrading your land slot is nice too into a card draw spell in the late game, since sacrificing land isn't a big deal in the late game, so it's nice to draw 2 cards off of it. Best common overall, Mesa Unicorn, excellent in a nice white aggressive deck. Best 2-drop overall in white, I think. I guess the best 2-drop is the Knight of Grace in white, and then the Knight of Malice in black. So yeah, Mesa Unicorn. And let's pretend this is Theros Beyond Death Draft, pack 1, pick 1. My favorite standard set. Taking Banishing Light. Underworld Breach is not great. Underworld Rage Hound can be good. With I think 1 or 2 copies in a black-red Sacrifice Escape deck, it's pretty good. But if you run multiple copies, it's not great. But Underworld Rage Hound is a favorite pet card of mine. But Banishing Light, it is. And Elspeth's Nightmare, pretty powerful. I mean, -2 generates a bunch of human soldier tokens, go wide. -1, you can just pump a flyer and a creature and get in a huge attack. And then you can also escape this to bring this back. And -3 ability also isn't is also relevant, since it helps you stabilize and stay alive. So Elspeth's Sun's Nemesis is definitely the first pick here, and white is looking to go wide and aggressive in all the I guess in white blue you're not looking to go wide, but mostly in white green, white red you're looking to kind of go wide and generate lots of creatures and attack in with all. But yeah, Elspeth's Sun's Nemesis it is. Not a big fan of Minimized Prophecy. It's kind of like replacement filler over Omen of the Sea. I would definitely take Omen of the Sea over Minimized Prophecy. And given that this saga is incredibly slow, like Omen of the Sea gets everything done in one single turn. Minimized Prophecy does net you an extra card, but it takes up to 3 chapters in order to get there, and the 4th chapter is like, who cares? We don't really care about the 4th chapter. So Minimized Prophecy is okay, and yeah, it's another bad blue card. Blue is really bad in that set, so there you have it. Dominaria, another 7 wins. Hopefully we can draft more Dominaria, get more 7 wins, and see what archetypes we can explore. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day, guys, and take care, and stay safe.